Hey guys, the last 2 weeks I've noticed some different side effects from taking the testosterone primobolan at 125 milligrams every other day, and Anavar 20 milligrams every day, and HGH 6 IUs every day. And so before I was having the major side effects I was having before was elevated blood pressure, which was getting to be in the dangerous kind of range, but then it kind of subsided, and now it's still elevated, but it's not bad. So, but leave that aside. The elevated blood pressure was a major side effect I noticed, but there's a few new side effects that I'm experiencing. One is new body hair on different parts of my body, like back. And I didn't really have hair on my back so much before. Like relatively kind of hairless guy. Even like my beard was never really thick. Maybe my beard's even got a little thicker than it normally is. But yeah, I'm getting hair on my back more than I ever remember it. So that's interesting, right? Something to know. Not the biggest deal. At least I don't think I'm losing hair, which is a concern, especially when we're taking DHT types of steroids. And so there's that. Other major thing I'm noticing is pain in my jaw, like TMJ, temporal mandibular joint dysfunction. Like even just closing my molars in the back, it hurts to do that. Like eating an apple is extremely painful. And you know, I don't have proof that it's necessarily due to what I'm taking, but the fact that I've never had that before, and it starts as soon as you're taking something, you know what I mean, there's a good chance that it is due to that. And I don't know why, like if it's within the joint or it's the muscles that's involved with mastication or chewing. I believe it's that, like masseter muscle right there. And I don't know why. I don't know whether I'm clenching my jaw at night. Like I don't have proof of that. Can't really pay attention to that because we're sleeping, obviously. But something's happening there. The other thing but it might be just involved like cramping. You know what I mean? A cramp, which I believe it's that, or a spasm that happened there. And speaking about that I'm getting muscle spasms and cramps a lot more than I normally would. And like for example, when I'm doing CrossFit, like I had spasm in my ass muscle, in my calf, and other places, in even my bicep. I was doing a bicep day, an arm day, really focusing on blasting my biceps, and by the end I had a major cramp in my bicep, which was good. It was almost like I had too much of a pump and it cramped, which I think kind of is a good thing. It wasn't like I don't think I tore anything, although you know when you're working out you do have micro tears, but it wasn't like anything bad anyway. The other thing I'm noticing, which I've already mentioned in previous videos, is when I wake up, carpal tunnel syndrome, but as well there's a certain amount of tightness that's happening in my hands and my feet. And it could be, I think it's due to the HGH, it could be also due to the other anabolics as well. And it's either due to a few things. One is water kind of retention, and like water that's happening like in between like the nerves, which causes the carpal tunnel, but as well swelling of like the actual muscles and potentially fascia, the connective tissue that's surrounding the muscles. It could be due to the tightness of the muscles themselves, or it could be the fact that shit's actually growing, like bones, like the phalanges and tarsals and carpals in your hands, tarsals in your feet, could be potentially growing. And since I started taking HGH, now it was over a year and a half ago, and I was off it for a while, and now I'm back on it. My size shoe went from 11, like I was always 11. I'm almost 40 years old now. All adult life I was 11. Now I take size 12. And I had to buy a new pair of shoes for work, and they didn't have size 12, so I bought size 11 and a half, and those seem like they're tight on me. Like I said, I wore size 11s my whole life, so I believe my feet grew ever since I started taking them. Like, I think it grew initially last year, and they could be potentially growing now even more. And potentially that's what, like I said, tightness in my hands, in my feet. Could be the fact that fucking shit's growing, like growing pains. You know what I mean? When you're a teenager, and you fucking grow like 6 inches over a summer, and your body gets all painful. Yeah, that kind of thing. So, those are the major ones. The other thing I notice is, and I believe this is due to the HGH, is sometimes a bit of a lethargy after taking it. Lethargy being kind of like sleepy, or kind of like in like a, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like my brain's just not working 100%. And maybe it's due to the fact that, you know, HGH you're supposed to take before night. And if I take it during the daytime, it makes, it's like the weirdest feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it feels like you just have like water on your brain or something, like you have like swelling in your brain, kind of thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't think it's that bad, because it kind of goes away after a while. Oh yeah, and that could be due to the joint pain as well. It could be HGH actually grows your jawline. And there's I looked online because I was curious about this. There's before and after pictures of people who do HGH, and like they got much pronounced jawline. So that could be due to that. It could just be my jaw growing and giving me pains. And speaking of HGH, I'm at my mailbox now, and I just got notification that it got delivered today. So might as well get it now. I'll show you guys. It just comes right to my door. So that's essentially the major side effects. Nothing too bad. On a good note, every week I go to CrossFit, and at first, like, I've been doing it for about 2 months now. The first month I was really having problems with doing it. Like, I couldn't finish the activities. So here's my package of HGH.